Get ready for the wildlife. Get ready for the wildlife.
Hey guys, and welcome to La Costa Fantasy Game Day Live, where we like to talk about the La Costa Football League, Fantasy Football League. And we're in week 9 here with Dollar Bill. And it's getting pretty tight, guys. 6-2 for a couple teams, 5-3 for a few teams, 4-4, or 3-5, and a few 2-6s. So things are starting to shape up in the playoff world here. We're going to just jump right into week 9's analysis. And first up, we have DF versus Conway. DF at 2-6, Conway at 6-2. First and foremost, I'll show you on my sheet here that I did the analysis at, so we get that on there for you, 3:10. Analysis was done at 3:10 p.m. I didn't do the video till just momentarily, about 6:30. And Conway texted me at 4:30. He wanted to let everyone know that he was not planning on having no quarterback this week. So I saw that he picked up Jay Cutler. I saw that he picked up Justin Tucker to fill in his open kicker slot. And we'll add that in for our analysis. To look at DF's team, I think this is finally the week that Jeremy Hill provides something. He had a good opening week. He had the 3-touchdown game. But most part, he has done nothing. Everyone says he's going to do something this week, so I'm going to roll with it. Everyone's on his bandwagon this week, so let's say Jeremy Hill has a good game against Cleveland. I like Doug Martin against the Giants this week. I think that they'll focus on Winston so that they'll be back a little bit and off of the run game. So I think Doug Martin has a solid play here for DF. Peyton's revenge. Peyton comes back to Indianapolis. Didn't do well last year, but I think this is the year that Peyton gets his revenge on the Colts for letting him go and not finishing his career there. On Conway's side of the ball, we now have Jay Cutler in at quarterback Monday night against the Chargers. Should be a solid play. The Chargers defense doesn't provide too much of a scare, so Cutler should be a solid play there. The running back's edge, I would give to DF. McFadden should be pretty good against the Eagles. DeMarco Murray, I know it's his return to Dallas, but I just don't know what the Eagles are capable of creating against that defense that we didn't really face the first time. This is the defense that worries me the second time around. Jordan Matthews, same situation. Tough Dallas day, so I don't like him that much in this game. And Allen Robinson going to be on Revis Island, so that's a tough play. It's a tight one here. I don't think it's going to be a very high scoring game between DF and Conway. So I look at Gronkowski and Danny Woodhead to be the edge in this game. Conway wins this one 113 to DF's 108. Next up, we got Blair versus Jay. Blair 2-6, Jay 5-3. Both need to provide a win to keep hopes alive or keep positioning alive for playoffs. On Blair's side of the ball, he's going Ginger Rifle, Andy Dalton. So I like Andy Dalton in this play. Cleveland's defense not quite playing as well as they can. I like Andy Dalton in that one. Shady McCoy, I think he's got a good matchup against Miami, so look for him to have a solid day. I don't like Blair's wide receiver matchups whatsoever. He's got a tough matchup all around, so I don't like that. I think Martellus Bennett's a solid play Monday night against San Diego. And this is one of the few times I'm going to break tradition and shock you guys. I'm going to say Blair. Get Mike Evans in your wide receiver slot. Put T.Y. Hilton on your bench. You heard it here first. And put Julius Thomas in to your flex. And go 2 tight ends. I'm telling you, go 2 tight ends. I would never do it ever, but this time I mean it. Blair, 2 tight ends, is going to keep you in this game. Get Julius Thomas in that lineup. On Jay's side of the ball, he's got Andrew Luck, who might as well be called Andrew No Luck, because he just is not playing well at all. And going against a very good Denver defense, I don't look for him to play much better this week. Tough D matchups for Jay. He's got some tough defensive matchups. Gurley, he's going against a pretty tough Minnesota defense. And Travis Benjamin playing against a pretty stubborn Cincinnati Bengals defense. Also Johnny Manziel at quarterback, so we don't know what's going to happen there. And then again, I've talked about Andrew Luck going against that tough Denver defense. I like Demaryius Thomas. I like Julian Edelman. I like Eric Decker. I think they're all solid plays for you, Jay. And I think that will get the job done for you, Jay. So Jay wins this one, 132 to Blair's 125. Next up, we got Chuck versus Walt. Walt, a little mad at me this week because I stole another Bears running back from him. I'm sorry about that, Walt. On Chucky's side of the ball, we got Philip Rivers, who is going to probably throw all over the place on Chicago's defense. Again, sorry, Walt, but I think that's what's going to happen there. Luckily, there's no Keenan Allen, so Philip Rivers will have to pick and choose his receivers in this one. I think Ronnie Hillman's a solid play against the Indianapolis defense. I think he's going to have a good run game there. ODB, Odell Beckham, he's going to have a good game against Tampa Bay, I believe. Stevie Johnson is the guy to own, not Malcolm Floyd. So I think Rivers likes Stevie Johnson. He'll fill in as the Keenan Allen replacement there. Don't know if Malcolm Floyd's going to have that great of a game. I don't like Jason Witten. I don't like Mike Wallace. And I don't like Dante Moncrief. So I'm sorry, Chuck. You got really tough matchups there. And I think that they're all going to struggle. On Walt's side of the ball, we got Drew Brees, and I think he's going to be throwing a lot against Tennessee. Look for him to throw for at least 50 attempts. I think minimal. So I think it's going to provide him with a solid day. Walt, if you're listening, drop Christian Michael, or at least bench him. Pick up Darren Sproles. Put Darren Sproles in your lineup. He's available. I think he's probably, out of what I looked at for free agents for you, he's the best available. Christian Michael's not going to do anything for you in this game. Get rid of him, more than likely. If you want to keep him, bench him, but get somebody else and get them in your lineup. Do not use Christian Michael. Well, I love AJ Green. I love Alshon Jeffrey, your Bears man. He's fully healthy, and I think he's going to have a big game this week. I love Amari Cooper. And I love Ben Watson, who I talked to you earlier about this week and said I think it's going to be a great play. I think with those 4 pluses, plus if you listen to me and pick up Sproles, get somebody replaced for Michael, I think you get enough here, Walt. Walt wins this one 136 to Chuck's 130. Upset city there. Alright. Moving right along. We've got Dollar Bill versus the Champs. It was potentially a game that could have been the game of the week. I saved Roland Jordan for this week. I'll show you that in a minute, and I hope you'll like that one. But Dollar Bill versus the Champs. On Dollar Bill's side of the ball, I think Matt Ryan and Julio Jones are going to have a great game against San Francisco. I think that the passing game is going to hold true there and be the thing that the Falcons rely on a little bit more than the run. And I think Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, great connection all day there. Dion Lewis, I look to him to have a big game against the Redskins. Hopefully finally get that 100 yards receiving that I know he's capable of. My new running back, Jeremy Langford. I think he can run against San Diego. I don't think every week will be a great matchup for him to play, but I think this week could provide enough opportunity. He has a great game here. Jeremy Langford against San Diego. Champ side of the ball, love Big Ben back. Banged up a little bit, but going to play. He's got his man Antonio Brown. No Le'Veon Bell, but I still think Big Ben's a great play this week. Devontae Freeman. I think he's going to be a big play, even though, like I said, I think Atlanta will end up relying a little bit more on the throw. But I still think Devontae Freeman, big part of the offense, big game. AP all day. He's got a pretty good defense St. Louis has, so I think he'll struggle a bit, but I think he's a stud. He'll play, and he'll have a big game. Greg Olsen, I look to him to have a solid game against Green Bay. And this is going to be the deciding factor in this game. My dollar bill team, Brandon LaFell, in my flex play, going against the Redskins, versus his flex play, Tyler Eifert, going against Cleveland. I know earlier in this broadcast you heard me for the first time ever promote 2 tight end usage. That would be the only time you'll hear that. No 2 tight ends here. Brandon LaFell is the better play of the flexes. Dollar bill wins this one, 153 to John Michael and Mike Mullen, the champs, 145. Dollar bill 153, the champs 145. And coming up next, the game of the week between Mike Marola and Jordan Taroni.
It's a beautiful night. We're looking for something dumb to do. Hey baby, I think I wanna marry you.
Love, exciting and new. Come aboard. We're expecting you. And love, life's sweetest reward. Let it flow. It floats back to you. The love boat. Soon we'll be making another run.
Yes, hi everybody, and I am your host on What Couple is the Cutest. I'm your host, Bud E. Love. Oh yeah. And tonight's contestants, we have Jordan and Jen going against Michael and Michelle. Yeah, alright, so 2 great, cute couples here. And, we're going to decide which couple is the cutest. We've asked both male groups here, both of the men, 3 questions each. And we're going to give you the question and their responses and the correct answers here. On Jordan's side, first question was, are you allowed to go out on your own with the fellas and drink? Are you allowed to go out with the fellas and drink? Jordan answered yes, and the answer was no. The next question for Jordan. Do you, on your Facebook, have pictures within the last, let's say, 50 with another girl in a kissing motion? And Jordan answered no. And he was correct. He was correct. And then finally, do you go out and drink anymore without your significant other? And Jordan answered yes. And that was a no. Okay, that was a no. To Michael's side, we asked the same 3 questions. And Michael, are you allowed to go out with the fellas and drink? He said yes. And that was correct. He was correct. Do you have pictures with another girl besides your significant other in a kissing motion in your last 50 pictures on Facebook? And he said no. Actually, that was a yes. The answer is yes to that question. And then finally, do you go out and drink without your significant other? Michael answered yes. And the correct answer was yes. Michael, you are going to win the cutest couple here. And that's going to do it for this game show. Michael wins the prize. Oh, he's a lucky winner. He's happy, everyone. Him and his significant other get to go on separate dates to separate bars and meet new people and drink. Have fun. Aside from that, I am Buddy Love breaking down this week's game. Michael Marola 4-4 versus Jordan 5-3. And on Marola's side of the ball, I don't like anybody on Marola's side of the ball. Aaron Rodgers, Randall Cobb, tough matchups against Carolina's defense. They're going to shut that Green Bay Packers defense down for a second straight week. Le'Veon Blount, he's the only Patriot I don't like against the Redskins. I think he struggles this week. I do love Stephon Diggs and fear the turtle. On Jordan's side of the ball, Antonio Brown's got Big Ben back, so watch out. I love him against Oakland. I love Emmanuel Sanders against Indianapolis because I think Devontae Davis will be shutting down Demaryius. They'll be looking to Emmanuel Sanders. Tom Brady, no question. He's a stud. Big game against Washington. Stevie Johnson, love him. He's the receiver replacing Keenan Allen against the Bears. Big game this week. And then Dez, look for him to get another healthier game and much better play this week against Philadelphia. You heard it here from Buddy Love. Jordan wins this one, 158 to Marola's 137. Everyone, take care, and I will see you next week.